Hi, my name is Nick Caruso, and today I'm responding to a forum question regarding the use of Smartickets, and specifically it's a configuration on Smartickets. This is not a presentation on Smartickets, just answering specifically the forum setup question. So I've included a link to the original question, and let's get started. So the question is, they're using a ticket that acts as a barcode separator page in a batch scanning process separating varying page content reports. Okay, that's simple. Multiple individuals will then scan these reports to the same network folder. So different people who created the ticket, or the smart ticket, from different MFDs. Okay, no problem there. There is a requirement to capture the user ID of the person scanning the report, which will be used at the beginning of the custom file name as a way for the end user to quickly identify their files. Okay, so there's this generic report, it looks like, that the people will be scanning, and we just want to make sure we capture who the person is. OCR should be an available option, so optional OCR, and blank page is removed. As confirmation and further processing, a hyperlink to the document, not the document itself, will be emailed to the user who scanned the document. So the file name that's desired is user ID underscore report name, which I'm assuming is on the ticket, so it's in the barcode itself. The date of the report, I'm assuming, is in the barcode itself, and a file counter. So the person who scanned, and then information off of the barcode, and then a file counter and the file extension. So I created this quick workflow diagram. So let's say Tom Ridge here is submitting a report. Maybe it's an inspection report. So he already has these barcode separator sheets. He's going to put them in between the documents. Now in the barcode itself contains the metadata of the report name and the report date. He is then going to be using a multifunction device, authenticating on the multifunction device, and based upon his credentials, will be getting his username and his email address. So the workflow will be to do a blank page removal, which was one of the requests, conditionally OCR the document based upon his selection at the panel of the device, or it could just be built into the ticket itself. A predetermined destination where we're going to be sending it, so routing to a network share, but the file name will be variant based upon this metadata, and then notify via email with a hyperlink of the file that's in the file share. So I'm opening up the Smarticket Designer here next to show you the configuration. And in the Smarticket Designer, you'll notice that there's no capture stage. There's just process and route. Capture is going to be your MFP or auto capture, web capture, or whatever. I've built my workflow, so blank page removal, OCR my document, send to a folder, and then send the email notification. So I will need very different metadata in this workflow that I'll need to either capture at the time of creating the ticket or at the time of capture. So I have two metadata fields, report name and report date. I have a string field and a date time field. And then I have a user ID, user email, and then the OCR format. And these are external fields, which means that they're going to be captured in the AutoStore workflow, not the Smarticket workflow, and passed. So the AutoStore workflow occurs before it gets into Smarticket. So we're going to have to pass these fields into the Smarticket workflow. Let me just go into the individual setup here. So I have activate blank page removal for professional image management. For my Abbey configuration, I'm saying yes. And the OCR output is going to be my variable here, which I dragged from my the RT, or the index coming in from the external field. My send to folder configuration, I have a preset path I'm going to be sending it to with the user ID. That's again this referenced user ID, this external user ID, the report name. So this will be the original report name that was coming from the ticket itself, the report date, the counter, and the file extension. And then my email notification, I can put in here the path from the send to folder configuration. Alright, so let's open up AutoStore to take a look at what the AutoStore configuration is like. So the AutoStore will be capturing it and sending it to Smarticket. So in this case, I'm just using auto capture for testing, but you could be putting in here Ricoh or Konica Minolta or Xerox or whatever capture component you want. And my route destination is Smarticket. So when it gets to Smarticket, it will kick off my Smarticket workflow. Okay, so two different workflows. This is just capture. You may see down here SMTP because we're doing an email-based notification. I am going to, I'm just going to be capturing this for demo purposes. Normally you wouldn't have this, you would be going to a real SMTP server. So I'm just faking out an SMTP server here for testing. Alright, let's go into auto capture here. Let's look at my send ticket. So For testing purposes here, I'm going to be manually putting in a ticket ID because auto capture is an electronic workflow. Normally you would not. This would be deleted and the ticket would be coming from the barcode. I have an OCR format, which is my drop-down list here of different OCR formats. I have my user ID and user email. This is normally going to be coming from the MFP itself, not manually entered in. I'm just putting this in here for test purposes right now. Okay, so let's go into our Smarticket configuration. Here I'm going to be, normally I'm just going to be saying recognize Smarticket, but because I'm using auto capture, I'm going to be putting in a Smarticket field for testing purposes, and I'm going to map this to my auto capture configuration. Now here's how you map those external fields. You would normally click on your report or your Smarticket, and it's going to show you those external fields that you created in your Smarticket. So I can map my user ID, my user email, and any other RRT from AutoStore into Smarticket. So here are my AutoStore RRTs, and here are my Smarticket fields. I'm mapping those externally generated fields into the Smarticket field, so I can use those in my Smarticket workflow. And this is really to answer the question that was posted on the forum: are these external fields? So let's do a quick run through to see this actually in action. So if I go to I have my samples folder here. I'm going to use this test batch, which is a batch that I've used previously for other trainings, and it's a 6-page batch document with every other page being blank. So page 1 is blank, page 2 is not, and so forth. Alright, so I'm going to use auto capture to run that test. I have a I need to create a ticket first. So I'm going to go to my web interface to create my ticket. I actually already have one created here, but let me just show you. I'm going to create a new ticket, report, hit send, and I'll just type it in the title here, inspection report for building 32, and maybe I'll just name the report name the same way, and I give it a date. Now you'll notice here that my external fields aren't showing. My fields for username, user ID, and OCR format, those are going to be captured at the MFP. So these are my Smarticket fields. I'll go back to my Smarticket configuration. Again, I have 2 fields here that will be prompted for when you create a ticket, and then 3 external fields that will be captured during the AutoStore workflow. So I can hit next and save, and now I've created my ticket. So this ticket potentially would be used by multiple people. It might be a generic ticket. It could just you might have just inspection report and police report, just different generic ticket names. So I can use this ticket in on my MFP now. I would normally place it on my MFP and hit scan. I'm using auto capture for demo purposes. And then what that should do is it should send it through the workflow, and I have an output folder here already prepared with my document going through, and you can see here it has my name that was captured again in the auto store workflow, the commission report and the date, which would be, or I'm sorry, the what was put on the Smarticket, which in this case there's report name and the report date and that numeric counter. And then I would also, I'm using my this is the email that would go out. Again, I'm just capturing this email and sending it to a folder just for demo purposes. But if I open this up in a text editor, you can see the email itself. You can see here it's going to say, please find a link to your scanned document, and then the hyperlink to the file itself. So in summary, this is a little bit more detailed of an answer than the person may have been looking for, but you're going to be having 2 different types of fields. You'll have Smarticket type fields and those external fields, and then in your AutoStore you'll be mapping those external fields to your Smarticket fields. Thanks.